Yo, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Solid trading day today. Again, reminder, we're trading near all-time highs. So you want to be following the trend. I mean, as long as you're following the trend, you can't really end the day red. All right. We'll see if we create new all-time highs here, man. I told everyone in the group, in the ETU group ahead of time too, to look for this setup. So if you've taken the course, you know exactly what setup this is, and I told you guys to take this setup. So you easily would have made, depending on if you scalp this, either 1 restore, 2 restore, 3 restore. Right now, if you're still holding the setup since I called it to the Discord, I mean, this is potential 4.7 risk reward. Honestly, if we get that close where like your risk reward is like 4.4 versus 4.7, I'm gonna keep it real. Most times I'll probably just close, especially if price is moving very slow. It's not like price shoots to your TP in one big fat wick or candle. It's just moving very slow. If that's the case, honestly, you could just close out slightly early. Sometimes we do edge it, unfortunately, but most times we will go for it. Like for example, right now it's 30 minutes to market closure. So situations like this, obviously, there's no way you're gonna say, I'm gonna just not close out because it missed my TP by like a few ticks, you know. Usually I tell you guys, stick to your training plan, but situations where we get close to like market closure, things of that nature, obviously you want to make some exceptions to that rule. But last 15 minutes, we tend to get the most volume, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we might be able to push for new all-time highs. Who knows? Let's do a poll here, see how you guys trade today. Again, there's no reason to be red today. Unless you're counter trending, then obviously you're going to be red, right? Like there's so many shorts that people probably kept on shorting and you were just taking L after L. I'm telling you guys, man, just if you just follow the trend, you should have around like a 50% win rate or more than 50%. Just by buying low, selling high, your win rate is going to be like at least 50%. Now, if you're entering on the seconds, it could be slightly lower, but your risk reward will carry your account. So it's not a problem there. What about I go for new all-time highs here, guys, right here. 1 hour, you see there's new all-time highs. Congrats to those that held the trade, man. Congrats to those that held the trade from earlier. Damn. Here's our 4.7 risk reward trade. I got so unlucky here because I trailed my stop loss essentially, and when we make equal lows, you'll basically get stopped out. So I got stopped out there on my trail stop loss, which is crazy because like, dude, as soon as it hit me, we went skyrocketing towards the all-time highs, basically. But that's what comes with trading. You can't be perfect. And on my channel, I'm here to show you guys my good trades and my bad trades as well. Show you guys, even at my level, through my years of experience, you cannot be perfect in trading. There's going to be downfalls. There's going to be some mistakes. I didn't give it one wiggle room here. Usually I give my stop loss some wiggle room, but I didn't really give it wiggle room here. And so if it makes equal pricing, you'll get stopped out. That's just what it is. That's all there was to today's trade, man. Again, there's so many ways to trade these internal continuations, man. Don't short. You should be trading these continuations off this zone here, off this zone here, off this zone here. Like, there's so many ways you could have caught continuations, as long as you're trading with the trend. When you create new value, new ranges like this, it's a lot harder for price to come all the way back down to 50%. Like, the odds of price, and I even told everyone here earlier too, that I was seeing that in the Discord. Actually, if you guys want to see proof, I can show it to you guys. Here's a Discord. Told everyone at 11:18, drawing liquidities all-time highs. We'll be looking for longs, look for stop hunter setup, and wait for a 50% pullback if we do get that. So either one works. You either wait for 50% or you take the stop hunter, and I took the stop hunter. And I said, when we get the stop hunter, we'll likely create new ranges. This is why, like, all this range here at this point does not matter to price anymore. It's way too far away. If you really think about it this way, if price is creating this low momentum, going to the upside slowly like this, you think price is really going to have that much ability to go all the way back down? It's really not. The odds of price coming all the way back down here just to then go higher is extremely, extremely low when we create new ranges, because what's essentially happening is, think of it like a wall. As much as I hate the word buyers and sellers, but think of it like buyers and sellers with a wall. The wall of buyers is getting moved up every time we create new internal structure and new price ranges. So if you have so many people buying here, 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 there's very low chance price is going to go all the way back down here. People are buying higher, selling higher in this case, instead of buying low and then selling higher. This is what I literally said in the Discord too. I mean, this is the picture perfect prediction. I said we may be able to create new ranges here above if price continues internally here without any major pullback. That's literally what happened. I mean, can't fake this. This is literally before all this even happened at 11:18, which is literally all the way back here. I was predicting price is going to do something like this. I'm not entirely sure whether this is really market experience or whatnot, but I was not surprised at all when price started creating internal structure like this. You would then use time theory here. It's been 3 hours, and you just trade the continuations here, man. So if you missed a setup here, you could have took longs here, you could have took longs here off these new ranges. It's not that difficult. It just takes time. But once you master trading, infinite money printer. Up to a certain point, you will get to a point where scalability becomes an issue, where I can't risk, like, for example, I can't risk 5% per trade anymore, like I did when I was starting out. So I can't risk super high percentages anymore because of slippage. But most of you guys are not even at that point in stage where you have to worry about that. So if you don't have to worry about slippage and such, just trade normally, man. You guys, you'd be surprised, but having a small trading account gives you huge leverage in terms of your edge. Huge leverage. You're not gonna be able to really, you're not gonna experience any slippage. Like, there's really not many cons. But there's a lot more cons when you're trading on a big account. People think trading on a big account is easier, when in reality it just means you can make more money, but it's not easier. as you scale your account, it's going to be harder and harder and harder and harder to trade. Trust me. I used to think you can keep on compounding, but compound interest only works to a certain point in the market, and it depends entirely on what time frame you're entering on. If you're entering on a time frame where, for example, let's say you're entering on the 1 minute, or no, you know what? Let's say you're entering on the seconds. If you're entering on the seconds, your stop loss is naturally going to be smaller. If your stop loss is naturally going to be smaller and risking the same percent, you're naturally going to need to risk more contracts or lot sizes. If you need to increase your contracts and lot sizes, you're going to get more slippage. That's just how it is. That's the name of the game. We're not trading fund accounts. This is not the same thing. If you're trading fund accounts, then yeah, there's going to basically be, you're not going to really see any slippage at all. It's a demo environment. Like for example there, if we're literally one tick away from all-time highs, it's not like you're going to miss out on your TP just because you want to hold to your target, right? It's like 1 or 2 ticks away. Might as well just TP there, especially if you've been holding for 4 hours. How long is this? Almost 4 hours since I called this trade out to Discord. If you've been holding trades for this long, man, like there's no reason really, I'm gonna be honest, to keep on trying to hold this just for 2 more ticks or 1 more tick. But usually you guys know I'm not a huge fan of trading internal continuations when the ranges are very small like this. On days like these, we just trend in one direction, and that's fine. But for my personal trading style, I like to focus on bigger ranges. So this is why days like these, I like to cash initial setup, and then after I cash initial setup, I'm kind of done. But that doesn't mean you can't, like I said, cash internal continuations, because you can use my strategy to just cash internal continuations. It's just not my favorite thing to do. I'm just not comfortable enough taking trades like that per se. When I was doing my back testing, I wasn't back testing trading internal continuations as much as my normal setups that I take. Like for example, the forward sword is a normal setup I take. And so things like this where we get these internal continuations, I tend to try to stay away from them and just not take a trade. Like I'd rather just not do anything than try to, for example, take shorts. Like shorting when we're going for all-time highs as a draw just makes no sense. If you're shorting, you're trying to outsmart the market, and the market is going to punish you because the market doesn't care like if you're shorting or in longs. Just follow the damn trend. So like on days like these when people would tell me like they're red, I'm just like, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to be red. If you're trading the system properly, or trading, or it doesn't have to be my system. You can trade other people's strategies if you want. I'm not here to preach saying that my strategy is the only strategy that works. There's other strategies that of course do work as well. It's just more rare. There's also better strategies and there's worse strategies. Some strategies, it's like break even. Other strategies, it's more profitable. Some strategies are even negative. What's funny is you can reverse engineer the negative strategies into something that can be profitable. So technically it's quite funny because if you view it like that, you can kind of reverse engineer an unprofitable strategy better than trying to improve like a break even strategy in a sense. I know it sounds dumb, but thinking from a mathematical perspective, you can do that. But keep in mind, risk reward is inversely correlated while win rate is more linear. So when you're trying to reverse engineer an unprofitable strategy, just because it's unprofitable by a little bit does not mean that just because you take the opposite position that you'll be profitable. It has to be a strategy that's like very unprofitable. Something like a minus 0.40 EV, minus 0.60, you can reverse engineer pretty well up to a certain capital size. But something like a minus 0.20, you can't really reverse engineer that. If you do the math, it's not really like much positive once you reverse engineer after commissions and fees. It's not really worth it. So I'm telling you guys, man, if your strategy cannot produce more than 3% a month, it's not worth trading. It's just not. You're putting risk on the line when you can just hold the market for passive returns on something like QQQ or some very popular stocks like Nvidia, Meta. I mean, those stocks have been absolutely booming, right? And you can make much bigger returns just holding those. This is why, like, some people may come up to me and be like, yo, I have a strategy at backtest and it makes like 3% a month. And then I tell them that's not a good strategy. It's just not. Just because a strategy is profitable does not mean it's a good strategy. Because holding the S&P, holding ETFs, holding QQQ, which averages, I believe, 34% a year, you don't need to do a single thing and you'll come out green with no time spent on the charts at all and even more benefits. So it's just like, some of you guys really have to put this into perspective. Day trading is not the only way to grow your capital. There's people that hold for long-term accounts. And if you can't beat people's returns that hold for long-term gains, what's the point of day trading? Like, let's be honest here. I'm going to work smart, not hard. So until you can backtest a strategy, I'd say I'm going to be honest and keep it real. Considering that live trading, there's emotions involved in human error, human mistakes, like kind of what I did today where my trailed stop loss, I didn't give it one tick of breathing room and it bit me. And now it looks like price is probably going to go for all-time highs exactly now after another stop winner setup, which you could have taken, but it's 350. I'd really say to make a day trading strategy worth trading over long run, you want to make at least, I'm gonna keep it real, guys, 10% a month. 10% a month, if your strategy can make 10% a month or 10 risk reward a month, that's worth trading, in my opinion. It will take obviously a bit longer than usual, like compared to my strategy, which makes a lot more risk reward a month, especially because I also trade 2 assets. I can kind of almost double my returns. It's not entirely correlated, but you can almost double returns because my trade frequency is almost doubled. And I also trade ATH session as well. So that does add to the frequency number or multiplier. But you do have to just keep this stuff in mind. Because 10% a month is 120% a year. That's obviously better than 36% a year passively. About almost 3 times better. So I'd say it's a significant difference. Something like where if you make 50% with your strategy and holding QQQ can make you 34%. I think that was the exact number. It's not really worth your time. Especially because your bad tested data is probably going to show that, but after commissions and spread, it's going to be slightly lower. And another thing is also emotional mistakes. If you go on tilt for one day out of the 252 active trading days in a year, you're not going to come out positive, basically. Because some people, tilting can go a long way. There it is, guys. All-time highs. Congrats to those that held that entire trade call out, man. Absolutely insane. Can't believe I actually got stopped out at the exact second price reversed, but it's a mistake on my end. Like, I'll still make mistakes even after years into trading. People think you can become perfect like a robot, which is ideal, but it's just not realistic, if we're going to be honest. So usually your live trading data is going to be slightly worse than your back test, but it shouldn't be a big enough difference to the point where essentially your you become negative. Like, yes, it's going to be worse, but it's not going to be that bad to the point where your data becomes negative. Because if you go negative, then you're doing something clearly wrong in your live trading, or your edge is just not more refined enough to withstand different conditions in the market and different price action, or you're just not picking good environments to trade in. Like, for example, when I see price trading internal continuations like this, I know it's likely not going to come back to 50%. It's going to respect new ranges, and I just haven't back tested trading internal continuations as much as my confidence in my normal setup that I teach y'all in the course. So I like to trade what I'm comfortable with, and you guys should be doing the same too. So like some of you guys, I know some of you guys in the course have told me that you've done back testing on the main strategy and it came out green, but you're not really comfortable with the stop hunter setup yet. And I tell you guys, man, that's completely okay with me. You don't have to trade both strategies, right? The foundation and understanding your strategies are both the same, but it's just a different setup and entry model. So if you're not comfortable with trading a stop hunter, don't trade it. Yes, you're going to miss out on trades like today, for example, where I called this out and I told you guys this would be my setup I'm looking for. But, if you're not comfortable with it, psychologically, you may feel off when you're trading it. And if you're going to make mistakes because of that psychology error, that's going to be let's just say extremely bad. You don't want to be doing that. I honestly think probably most strategies today played out. Any strategy that's like pro trend is going to play out today. We got 100% green in the chat today. Let's go. I haven't pinged the course members. Forgot to make a poll today for the course members on how you guys did. Probably send that later today if I remember. If you guys are new here to the stream, new to the channel, you can click the link in the chat there. You can join the free Discord server. You can maybe get some further insights into how I trade. If this is something you're interested in learning, you can click the link in the chat for the course. And feel free to check out reviews there. I think I got a DM here in Discord. Give me a second. Also, on days like these, if you're missing, like if you're unsure about the trend, you can literally, if you look, like looking at today, when you see prices rallying in one direction nonstop, every reversal failing, there's no point in looking for reversals, right? If there's no point in looking for reversals, you can technically just like buy. You could just buy and have a wide stop loss and go for a 1-to-1 to all-time highs. It's higher probability than you trying to look for scalps to the downside, even though you could see there are some scalps that did work to the downside. It's just why count on trend when you can pro trend, right? I think a lot of people also have this ego thing where they want to be right and they're trying to time the top of the market when we're bullish. You want to be timing the bottom of the market when we're bullish than the top. No one actually knows the top of the market with a high win rate when we're bullish, but you can find out the bottom of a bullish market, a lot easier, because there's a lot higher chance the bottom that you pick is going to hold versus a top that you pick when we're bullish. Like, for example, where I took my long there, I mean, today, if I was to rate that setup, I'd say it's like an A setup. We did sweep internal liquidity in terms of the inducement there, but it's not like a strong swing high or low on the higher time frames, so I wouldn't call it an A setup or A plus setup, but it's definitely an A setup, like easily, for sure. I have a video I'm going to be posting, I believe, later this week or next week. It's going to be talking about liquidity sweeps. I basically recorded like a kind of beginner's guide for those that are like new to trading, that want to understand like what liquidity points to look for. So I do have the video at some point coming up later this week, I believe, or next week. Depends on when I got it scheduled. I don't remember. But if you guys want to look forward to that, make sure you're subscribed and you have the notifications on so you don't miss the video. Because it's going to be a lot of sauce and it's only like a 10-minute video. And if you want, you can also follow me on my other platforms. I don't post a ton, but I've been trying to post more on my other platforms for y'all. For those that find those more accessible or easier to, I guess, look at. YouTube is, more people I'd say on YouTube probably view YouTube or watch YouTube on their computer. Less people probably on their phone, so that's the kind of idea behind why I expand to other platforms. But feel free to follow me on the other platforms. I got mainly IG, and the other platform is Instagram, or sorry, what am I saying? Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Did anyone here today take shorts? I'm just out of curiosity. Anyone here in chat actually take shorts today? I mean, I could see some setups that shorts did play out, but you would not be looking for really any further targets. The shorts that if you did were taking shorts, they'd be very small, like 1, maybe 2 hour scalps, but at most probably 1 risk reward. There is one of my mentorship students, I know he does only, well, he tells me he mainly just only takes scalps, so his win rate's pretty high. But then there's other, if you guys prefer a more balanced win rate and risk rewards, kind of like how I trade in the course. So there's just so many variations to my strategy that you can add on, like from your stuff you learn yourself. There's another person in the course that added order flow to my strategy. Like, there's so many things you can add on. You don't have to copy and paste my strategy, but obviously most people probably are going to do that, but you can add your own twist to it, right? It doesn't need to be something you have to entirely copy and paste. If you find something that works better for you, or what if we want to use a different word, we can use click, I guess. Some people would think certain things are easier for them to trade or identify, or something's easier for their psychology. Let me give you guys an example. If you're scalping my strategy, you can easily achieve like a 75% win rate plus at like a 1-to-1-ish. And so some people find their psychology a lot easier to trade live because they're not good at dealing with drawdown. Because on any strategy that is basically, I'd say, below 50% win rate, around the 40% mark, you're going to deal with drawdown a lot more often than winning streaks. And so if you can't manage yourself during those situations, you're not going to let your edge play out. And if you don't let your edge play out, you guys know exactly what happens, right? You basically at some point will lose your account because you're trading something that just has no proven track record. This is why like an edge is very important in trading to master, because if you don't have one, like there's not much you can really do, to be honest. I will have the trade recap for today. Today's trades taken posted later today within probably the next 2 hours or so. So if you want to like kind of get a more in-depth understanding of how I took my trades today and why I took them, I'll have that trade recap posted. But again, if you guys do want to see more trade recaps, man, I need to see some more support on the free content stuff because I'm taking time out of my day to record those. And of course, I want to help you guys out, but like, you know, if not a lot of people are enjoying them or watching them, there's no point in really me spending my time, to be honest, posting them. My goal with the free stuff is to basically help out those that just cannot afford anything. Whether you're still, I guess, you legally can't trade yet. So what I mean by that is you're underage, because you can't trade unless you're 18 or older. So if you're not 18 or older, you know, you technically can't legally open your own account. Probably don't have money anyway. So it's kind of for people like those, for people like that, is kind of going to be my main target audience for the free like trade recap videos, beginner guide stuff. But for those that are able to afford the course, obviously that's the best option, because you get to learn everything from me directly, and you'll be able to become profitable a lot faster because you learn everything part of my systems. Everything's basically put in one place for you instead of having to jump from video to video from different trading confluence, trading creators from other trading creators, because I'm sure you guys probably find it very annoying to have to like dig everywhere and look around for content on information on a lot of different systems and strategies and how you can do like different risk management, things of that nature. It's probably very annoying to look around for all that content from different people, and a lot of stuff just isn't aligned well. That's why people buy courses. That's why people buy my course, for example, because you get everything basically in one place. It's a one-stop shop. You have the technicals in terms of my trading strategy explained in there in depth. You have a psychology section, you have a journaling section, you have a data collection section. You have some bonus content that I posted in the just for the trade members or the course members only to see. There's a lot of stuff in the course. And obviously there's stuff I also gatekeep as well. I don't talk on YouTube because it wouldn't be fair for people that paid, you know. So I do keep certain things private, exclusively just for the group. I was trading from 12. Oh, you mean from after 12? There's the setup I took, the stop hunter setup I took there. It wasn't after 12. It was a little bit before 12, but you could have taken other setups just like that after 12 too. I do see some on my screen, even at like 2 p.m. Oh, I was trading from I was 12 years old. Damn. Wait, you're 12 years old? Well, how long have you been trading? I was looking at my metrics, guys, from my YouTube channel, and I saw like what's it called, that a majority of my audience is actually in their like the 25 to 34 ranges. I think what YouTube identified it as. So a lot of you guys are in that age range, 25 to 34. I have like the second most popular age group, I think, was 18 to 23-ish. And then obviously third is like 35 to 50. What's kind of funny is there's people that are like 60, but that's like a very small percent. But the fact there's people 60 watch my stuff is pretty, I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty crazy to think about. Oh, you're 40? You've been trading for 28 years? It's a lot longer than I've been trading. 28 years in the business is still not profitable? My first time, well, I want to say my first time hearing that, but it's probably the longest time I heard. Probably want to ask yourself how many years of that 28 years max that you've been gambling, though. Trading, there's two types of traders. There's either trading or there's either gambling or calculated gambling. What I do is calculated gambling. What a lot of people do is just straight up gambling, just like guessing where the market's going to go without any type of model or data behind their system. So you want to be bad testing. If you're still not profitable after 28 years, you should be learning something and immediately go back test it. If it doesn't work, move on to something else. I'm sure you probably traded tons of different strategies in 20 years, unless you've been trading. If you've just been trading one strategy for 20 years and it doesn't work, you need to quit that strategy. I was kind of stuck in the opposite boat where I was stuck with one strategy for a very long time and it just never worked. And until I changed my strategy and system, and I, through personal experience, I actually figured out something that actually has an edge in the market, because a lot of things don't work in the market. Like there's so many people promoting saying every strategy works, and it's just so far from the truth. I don't get why people say that. You think like hedge funds and firms really think every strategy works? They're probably laughing. Like what? They really pay people 6-7 figures to make strategies that work for the capital size. I don't know why people think every strategy works. Guess it's a common guru myth that likes to be pushed around online because they can't teach something that works. Have you done back testing, Max, of like, let's say at least 1,000 trades on your strategy, whatever you're trading? Or maybe you're not even trading a strategy for 20 years and you're just gambling? I don't know. Like you may not think you're gambling, but you actually are. I mean, there's a lot of variables when it comes to making someone profitable and distinguishing them between someone profitable and unprofitable. But I'd say the two main things really is just your strategy and discipline. If you have a good strategy, you just have to be disciplined. If you have a bad strategy, that's like the worst situation to be in, because there's no way you can become profitable with a bad strategy. It's just impossible. So you're just playing like a game where it's just physically or mathematically impossible to be profitable with that strategy. But yeah, 28 years is a long time, man. It's a long time. The Pareto rule is so crucial in trading. If you guys are new here, by the way, and you want to join and check out what the community has, you can join the free Discord server. It's in the chat somewhere. Click on that link and you'll be in the free community. We're almost at 1,000 members. I'm trying to get us to 1,000, and I'll be doing a giveaway there at 1K members. So it's going to be one lucky winner that wins the giveaway. So we'll see who wins. And details for the giveaway will be coming out later, obviously. Five years losing, 5 years break even, then 4 years profitable, and gain 9 years losing. What does that mean? I'm not sure what gain 9 years losing means. You only trade like 2 months a year. Okay, so I guess you don't have a ton of experience then. 2 months a year, 20 years, that's basically equivalent to what most people do in 4 years. I mean, unless there's a specific reason you trade only 2 months a year, but it's not the reason why you're not profitable though, I'd say. Bigger reason is because you probably haven't done back testing or you don't have a strategy that's systematic. It's hard to trade. I don't like discretion in trading. It's really hard to become profitable off just pure discretion. I truly believe you need something that is like systematic where you can replicate it after someone teaches you it and collect data on that. Even if it's a small edge, if it's an edge that can beat the market, take it. Anyone here, I guess in the Discord or in the YouTube chat, took this trade with me that held all the way? I didn't hold all the way. I got stopped out on my trailing stop loss. I mentioned this earlier for people that were in the stream previously. Got stopped out by a tick and then went in my direction. But for people that gave it a tick of wiggle room or you just set and forget, it's a nice 4.7 risk reward right there. So if you took like losses earlier in the day, this one trade would bring you back to green, which is what I really like about trading my strategy, because it's high risk reward. There's higher potential for money when you trade something high risk reward than compared to like negative risk reward or just one risk reward, because the EV potential is higher. Wait, was the market even digitalized 28 years ago? Does anyone know? Actually, I have no clue. I don't think it was digitalized back then, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it was. I haven't traded for 28 years. I wouldn't know. But personally, my hot take is how many years you trade doesn't really correlate to your trading success and whether you're profitable or not in the market. When I see, like, for example, when someone comes to me and they say they've been unprofitable for like, let's say 6 or 7 years, it makes me think that they're just doing the wrong things for 6 to 7 years. Or they're gambling for 6 to 7 years instead of actually trading. Someone that becomes profitable like within their first 1 or 2 years is obviously going to have much better long-term success than someone that takes like 10 years. Just speaking from the truth. It means they can learn from their mistakes quicker, or they're actually actively trying to get better and not just gambling and focusing on the P&L. If you're focusing on the P&L, you're not going to become profitable. P&L is something you worry about after you learn everything in trading. because there are certain things you might want to change in terms of your risk parameters on how you want to approach trading at a bigger size account. That's usually where P&L comes into play. But aside from that, it's not going to be something really you should be focused on at all. Again, P&L, remember, is just a byproduct of trading, of following your system and being disciplined. That's all it is. All right, I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. If no one else has really many specific questions in a bit here, we'll come back to trade ATH session myself. And of course, trade recap, as promised, I'll have it uploaded later today, so you guys can get some free content to watch. Kind of get a sneak peek of how I personally trade, how my system looks like. But aside from that, man, nothing much else I really want to cover in today's stream. Someone's red today. How you red today? No offense, but how's that possible? Guess if you only took one trade, but damn. Usually, the average percent in terms of green and red, I'd say from what I've seen on my YouTube channel so far, it's most times it's kind of like 50-50. So much better than like the 90% statistic of people 9% failing. But remember, kind of want to look at your data from a long run. One day of being green really means nothing. So what type of trading content do most of you guys watch in your free time on YouTube? Just out of curiosity. Lifestyle stuff, trade recaps. What's the crazy part thing about me uploading trade recaps is, if you like watch all my trade recaps, it's basically the same thing every day, because I'm looking for the exact same setup, exact same strategy every single day. So it's like there's like no really too much, I would say, variance on how I trade the day. The main thing is really, if you have your proper draw and liquidity direction right, that already solves like a big percent of the equation of profitability, because with the proper draw and liquidity in daily bias, it's your winner is going to skyrocket. Because if you have a proper direction for a day, you can take a bad entry and still come out green than other people that take a good entry but they have their direction wrong. That makes sense. Like, you could have literally, if you're directional bias today, just follow what I told you guys in a Discord for the course members, that drawing liquidity is all-time highs. If you were to just blindly take longs today, you would have just been green, instead of people that are probably looking for entry models trying to go short. You know what I mean? Like, it's really that, man. Having a directional proper daily bias is already half of the equation. Also, I know someone's probably gonna ask me this. The discount code for the course no longer works. I've already provided basically the lowest price listed on the website, so you guys don't have to go through the hassle of applying the discount code. Some people might forget to apply the code. So yeah, whatever price you see listed right now, which is $4.99, is the price. It's the lowest price for the course. You get access to 120 plus videos in there, going through A to Z, whether you're beginner, intermediate, whatever level you are of trader. You learn everything in there. Everything you need to become profitable is in there. You don't need anything else on the internet. You don't need to spend more time going through YouTube videos or other YouTubers on YouTube. You don't even need social media, to be honest. The course has everything you need to become successful, from mindset, strategy, how to manage your trades, when to avoid taking trades. Avoiding certain conditions is also important. Knowing when to not trade. And I go over ways to mechanically identify that too. And then it also includes access to now my private trading journal. It has 630 plus trades that I've taken personally, documented live in there. So you can go back, look at how I took all the past trades. It's a 65% win rate at 3 or sword roughly. If those are stats you want to achieve, maybe you're already profitable. Some people are unprofitable. Some of you guys are already profitable. But if you're already profitable and you just want to look for something that's, I guess, has a better edge, or you need a better edge because your account size is big, because that's going to be a journey you're going to basically see. Because at some point when you scale your account, if your strategy has this tiny edge, you're not going to have an edge anymore in the market once your account gets to a big size, and you need to actually upgrade what you're trading. And the way to upgrade is through filtering and data collection and processing that data to filter out more bad trades than good trades, or improving your entries. There's a lot of ways, but there's pros and cons to also optimizing. You will miss some setups, but it's better to miss some setups and have a better edge than to be break even when you're at a big size account. That's why I tend to prefer taking A or A plus setups only. It's going to be sometimes where I take B plus setups, but majority of times I'm looking and really focused on the high probability trades. And then last but not least, you get access to every single one of the Discord channels included with your membership inside the course. You have a backtesting section for people to post your backtesting results, even including mine. Optimization, psychology stuff. We have a funded channel and people for full-time as well. If you're full-time, there's a full-time chat there. We have 30. There's 34 people full-time in the free Discord if you just want to check out the free Discord. And 6 7-figure traders. I'm going to go over trades for y'all real quick, briefly here for the 5 people watching the stream right now. And then I'm going to go record the trade recap. So hopefully I get all that done before ATH session opens so I can trade ATH session. Very straightforward here, man, guys. We hit the POC. This price already came back and mitigated the supply. So if you took an entry here, you'd be going break even here, preferably at this supply, right? Because this is above 50%. We have a POI here. And then, so this is why entering here is less valid unless you want to wait for a seconds confirmation. Let me go back in replay mode to probably show you guys this easier. So if you were to take this trade here, also, another thing I've been working on is really the jargon I've been saying in some of my videos. Some of you guys may be confused on like when I say certain terms and words. It sounds very simple to me, but I'm sure like since 48% of you guys statistically are like you're in your first year of trading that found my YouTube channel, it might be confusing, but I'm gonna be honest, I can't spend too much time breaking all this stuff down on the YouTube for free. I just can't, man. It's gonna take too much time, and I'll be giving away everything for free on YouTube. Then there's no point in people are gonna get mad for those that paid for the exclusive content within the course. So if you want to like learn everything and understand everything, you have to get the course to learn it. But the point of the YouTube stuff is to give you guys a general overview and brief overview of how I take my trades and how I view the market. So if you're trading on the seconds, you have my entry models here. This would be your entry and your TP. Like technically on the seconds here, you could have made 6 risk reward. This is a lot of money to be made here, guys. 6 risk reward. Now for me, I'm not gonna be able to make 6 risk reward because of slippage in my account size. My position is not gonna get, like I can't get this risk reward. But for those that are on small accounts or average size accounts, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. A 2.0 stop isn't too bad. I'm gonna be honest on ES, it's not too bad at all. Pretty solid actually. For seconds, actually very solid. So you can see how you could have had a really nice 6R and just be done for the day. You would have made back all your money investment into the course or mentorship. If you want the mentorship, you can get that too. That's for people that are really struggling. You really just need someone to like hold your hand towards profitability. We have weekly 1-hour sessions there for those that really need that one-on-one guidance because you can't figure out what you're doing wrong. But this would have been a potential entry for those that want to trade on seconds. Otherwise, you wait for a mitigation. NQ mitigated the PY here. If I go on NQ here, is NQ at all-time highs? I think it is, right? Yeah. NQ made all-time highs way before ES. NQ mitigated the PY right here off the 1 minute. If you want to use this one too, it doesn't really matter. Point is we mitigated something. And this is at 10 o'clock, going ES, literally exactly to a tick 10 o'clock. And you see at 10 o'clock, we have a nice move. You could have entered on the second confirmation here, somewhere around here. You had to look for it in depth here. But your entry could have been almost double the risk reward, I think. Yeah, but I take usually my entries now with my account size, trading live on the 1 minute. So if you go on the 1 minute, that's my entry on the 1 minute with my entry model. Usually I'd have my position like order kind of a little bit above, so I get like a guaranteed fill. It's not going to be a huge major difference, honestly, to my risk reward. Most of the times, at least. If you're on prop firms, you should get filled. If you're on a small live account, you should get filled there too at the tick. So it's about 4 risk reward trade here, 4.56 to be specific. I just targeted the week high here because I'm trading with the trend. Again, this is off of POC. If you go to the 30 minute, this is what it looks like here. If you want to go to 1 hour, I actually got like a mouse, what's it called? Like a numpad? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. So I can actually switch time frames so much quicker now, y'all. Like, this is kind of crazy. It's kind of nuts. Like, I just go like this. Like, it's just so much more efficient, easier switch time frames. But yeah, this is a POC. You can see on the 30 minute, 15 minute as well. We mitigated it. NQ mitigated the origin, essentially. All right, was it the origin? Let's see, NQ. It mitigated the 5 minute origin here. So here's the 5 minute. Just mark it here for you guys, so you guys clear origin. And you're just targeting the next high because we're bullish. We're going for all-time highs. I told everyone in the Discord the same thing. We're looking for all-time highs here, man. After this forward sword trade, I told everyone in the Discord, if you're in the course, you get access to this chat for free. I said draw liquidities, all-time highs, look for longs, and this is the most important message I sent out. Stop hunter setup and waiting for a 50% pullback to trade the expansion. Whichever one we get first, I'm taking that setup. And everyone should have taken this. All you guys that finished the course or finished the first session of the course, you will know my strategy. You know the setup. There's no need for me to signal it out per se at the exact second it happens, because this is like as mechanical as it can get. Like, there's no way you can mess this up, you know? Like, there's zero chance you can discretionally mess up this entry here. This is 100%, like 180 million percent mechanical. There's nothing you can do to mess this entry up for the stop hunter. So you just take this with what I teach y'all. If you held to high time frame draw, it's a 4.7. I sent to the group that did trail my stop loss though, and it hit to the tick, unfortunately. Usually I give it 1 tick breathing room, and it's so dumb. But yeah, it hit me out here. So, and look what happened as soon as after it hit me out. However, I would have had to hold for another 2 hours, so I'm okay with just, honestly, the 2 risk reward. Oh, voice crack, 2 risk reward. But yeah, if you held all the way, congratulations, man, because banger trade. That's what I'm saying. Everyone in the group should be green today. If you're trading ES. If you're trading something else, depends on the trades you took. But if you're trading just ES today, you should be green. You can't be red today. YouTube chat, at least, most people are also green, which is good to see. 83% of you guys, 6 votes are green. But this is basically the gist of today's trades, man. Really nothing much here. Like, if you guys look at what I just explained to you, it's very straightforward and simple. Now, I am speaking from years of experience of trading, so it may not seem like that, but practice this enough, backtest what I teach you guys in the course enough, and it will open your eyes to a whole new world of how price moves. Because, you know, whether or not you believe there's an algorithm to the market, what I trade, my strategy, how I read price, it just works perfectly. Don't know what to say. So that was the trade, the 2 trades today. This was a trade I was in actually while I was recording the trade recap for you guys, which is kind of funny. If you watch the trade recap I posted later today, or yesterday, I think, technically yesterday night, I believe, I was in this trade while I told you guys I was in this trade while I was recording the trade recap, and it hit my TP perfectly. Got an 8.4 risk reward out of this trade, and look at what happened right after. Massive dump. We had a dumpy right after. And then, of course, we went higher because we're bullish. Because this is just a retracement to go higher. That's why my TP was here. You could have had a higher TP for sure, obviously, but I am 100% aware where my stop loss is. My stop loss is not at the low. If it was at the low here, yes, I can go for this TP here for 3.4. But why do I want to take a 3.4 risk reward that is probably going to take like a 5, a 6 hour, 10 hour plus hold? How long was it? With 14-hour hold, when I can make 8 risk reward trading my strategy and only make it within 4 hours. It's so much more time efficient because boom, you get more setups later to go to the upside. Sweeps, short, like short if you want to counter, long if you want to pro trend. Like it's not that difficult. Once you learn it, you cannot unsee it. I'm telling you guys, man, it's literally a life hack. This is like a money glitch. The biggest money glitch I found. It's a money glitch that pays for your bills plus much more. I mean, you don't just, it's not just financial freedom, guys. I can trade as long as I have Wi-Fi anywhere in the world. You can, but preferably, obviously, if you're traveling, I wouldn't recommend you trading. Most times, whenever I'm traveling, I don't really trade. You don't really want to be stressed out when you're trying to take a vacation, so I mainly just focus on trading when I'm like in my office, locked in trading. It's not like the common sit on the beach, have MetaTrader or whatever broker you have or platform you trade on, open trading view. This is not how it is, but people portray it like that online because it gets clicks. It gets attention, it gets people buying. But I promise you guys, if you guys learn everything I teach you guys in the course, just apply it with discipline, you will be profitable. It's a guaranteed working strategy. I already have so much data to back up what I teach. I don't think I have the back tested data anymore because my computer got resetted. Let's see. Let's see if this loads. Oh, it does load. Last time it didn't load. Here's my data from 2023, from August to December. This is just one part of my data. I have so many more other sessions of backtesting on my strategy. It just works like a charm, man. This was 2 years ago, so the win rate's not as high as mine now. The risk reward is higher than what I currently trade at. Currently, my risk reward average is about 3. But I do like having that higher win rate of above 50%, to be honest. So I'm fine sacrificing my risk reward by a little bit. But man, it's a beautiful equity curve, as you can see. Absolutely beautiful, man. So if you want an equity curve like this, you're still struggling, you can check out the one-on-one mentorship or the course. Both will get you to here. It just depends on how long it will take you. Some people really just need one-on-one guidance. You can apply for the one-on-one with the type form down below if you really want personal guidance to profitability. But if you think you're someone that can really learn at your own pace, be disciplined, and kind of just like, if you do something, just basically you don't want that much pressure, you kind of just want to take it slow, course is like the best option possible for you, man. It truly is. Again, my goal is to get 50% of everyone full-time. We have a few people already trading full-time off of what I teach, but I want to get more of you guys there, man. It makes me happy when I see other people winning too. R asked a question. I wish I could pin this on the stream screen, but I don't think I can. R asked a question about percentage return standards per month. Most people online say only aim for 3 to 10% a month. Do you agree with them? Is that a reasonable amount, or what do you think? If you're going off 1% risk per trade, right? Because that's standard. There's no point in trading a strategy that makes 3% a month, because if you hold QQQ or you leverage indices like ES, you'll make 30% a year, which is almost 3% a month. And a strategy that's back tested for 3% a month is not including spread and commissions. Once you include that, it's probably gonna be like 2.5 or something around there. It's not gonna be 2.5. It's probably 2.8-ish. But you're also putting in time and effort to trade versus passive investing, where it's almost guaranteed, to be honest. You can't really mess up passive investing. So I disagree. I think I'm not saying it's not about reasonable or not reasonable. It's about what's more logical to do. It's not logical to trade a strategy that only makes 3% a month. Because a strategy only makes 3% a month, it will likely also have a few like red months, and it's just unrealistic to expect to go full-time trading when you have bills to pay every month. Unless you have all that covered some other way of income, sure. But most people, they're trying to just go full-time into trading like what I do as my main source of income. But I'd say like 10% a month is very good if you want to just target that. I don't believe in having targets though. You should trade your system, and whatever results your system gives you at the end of the month, that's your results. You don't want to stop at a certain percent unless you want to restrict yourself and you feel like you're going to make bad decisions. That makes sense. Because how you feel, emotions, or P&L, it doesn't affect future trades. There's zero correlation. So no, I wouldn't recommend having specific targets unless you really want to for emotional stability and financial stability. Go ahead. But me personally, I just trade the system, and whatever percent I get at the end of the month is what I get. Currently, I'm risking about like 0.25%, 0.25. Here's a link to the free Discord if you guys are not in there, man. And then if you want to check out our reviews, check out the website. There's a link as well for that. So as long as you can get a strategy that's, I honestly say, at least 5% a month, it might be worth trading. But anything below that, it's just not worth. Your live trading stats is gonna be probably a little bit worse also. Do you have your system written down each step by step? What's funny is I used to. So when I'd recommend you have it written down when you're back testing. So when I was back testing, as you know, left here, I had a Notion created, and I would literally have so many different strategies, and I write down step by step how to enter each one. Like a mechanical checklist is good to have. But I've been trading my current strategy for so long now, I don't need to have a checklist in front of me to know like when to enter or when to take a trade. It's almost like instincts. Like I know what I'm looking for already. It's ingrained in my head. There's no like confusion on not to do this or not to take this trade. I already know when to take a trade, when not to take a trade. There's no need to have a checklist for me at this point. It's ingrained in my head because I do this every day. If you do something every single day, it's gonna be stuck in your head. Obviously, I'm not dreaming of candlesticks. That'd be kind of funny, but I used to have a checklist. I recommend if you're still new to trading, still new to a system or strategy, 100% write down your checklist. Write it on a piece of paper or journal it on Notion, which is what I used before. Now I'm on Excel, or not Excel, a Google spreadsheet for my journal, but Notion is what I used before that. And I just had the systems step by step written down. It helps you with discipline. It also helps you with backtesting. You know exactly what you're looking for, and you won't be confused. But once you practice and trade enough, you're not going to have that confusion. Let me ask all the course members today, how did everyone trade today? We'll do a post more specific today in the private chat. If you're in the Discord, you're not going to be able to see this unless you're in the course members chat. I'm going to end the stream here in a few minutes, guys, here. Let me send this out real quick. Some of you guys don't have Discord is what I noticed. Like, there's some people that are in the course, I believe, that don't even have Discord. So I guess if you don't have Discord, I'm gonna be honest, you're gonna miss out. You're gonna miss out on the Discord channels. But if that's not something you really care about, then I guess you don't need that. Have been backtesting your system only from what you taught on YouTube. Currently in BTC buys, OB intramodel, soon TP. Nice. What's your backtesting stats at the moment? Are from just the free content. Honestly, there's probably gonna be a good amount of stuff you're missing in the system because the small details add up over time in terms of like P&L. But just from the free content, I'm curious how you're doing. All right, let's see. Let me send this poll out also while in the meantime. Damn, there's about to be so much green today, man. I'll be hella green in the chat today. Good price action today. If you're in the course, make sure to vote in the private channel right now. I just sent out the poll to vote on how you guys trade today. I made it more specific today. Kind of want to see everyone's risk reward return. Per se, not just red or green. So we'll see what people say from the poll. Glad to see a lot of you guys progressing though in the course. One of our members had a 9RR day the other day, and then today we have another member up 8 risk reward today, trading. What is OR? I think OR is gold in his language. Yeah, gold and ES. He's up 8 risk reward, 2 winners. Say Bitcoin? What the heck? You probably hit TP, I assume, right at the top. Bitcoin, look, the daily 50% off the indicator hit to the exact tick right here. My goodness. That accuracy is crazy. And then we went up. The risk reward was very nice on this trade. I'll also take it with. Now, I'll probably wait for another confirmation because we did go back to premium. Went back to premium again. This is going to be a little bit tricky. If you want to take a risky trade, it's a 4 risk reward. You can also use seconds too to confirm your trades, y'all. To be honest, I don't like counter trend trading. I only trade when I see good big ranges, preferably pro trend. Wait for mitigation PY and look for entry model targeting weak high. 46% win rate and 3 risk reward average. That's pretty good, man. Pretty good for someone that's only learning from my free content. The data from the paid members right now, most of you guys are around 50 to 60% win rate at 3 risk reward. I think 2 of you guys are 50% at 3 risk reward, and one of the members it's like a 62% only taking high probability setups at 3 risk reward. So basically my data, which is crazy because I'm telling you guys, man, the course, what I teach y'all, it's so replicable. There's very little discretion, to be honest. There's no discretion for either of these trades here. Told everyone in the chat also that paid, looking for the same trades. I don't like counter trend trading either. Took after mitigate the 5-minute PY and OB entry model, by the way. Yeah, I see it. It's right here. Yeah, I see it. Oh, I was on the 5-minute there. That's why it looks so weird. The 5-minute looks very clear though, very clean. The 1-minute, the range is massive. Yeah, that's good. These are very nice ranges to trade. There's an entry right there. You can short here over 2-risk reward. It's like ping pong, guys. Ping pong. I don't trade Bitcoin personally. I used to, but it's like ping pong, man. 2-risk reward, 3 to 4 risk reward, 2 risk reward, 3 to 4 risk reward. Like, it's so simple, man. You could have made 10% in a single day trading in Bitcoin today, just with these ranges here if you trade it correctly. Even a good setup using the indicators too. Look, indicator marked a sweep here, meaning we're targeting weak high. Boom. Entry, target. What is this? Risk reward. Bro, this is a 6 risk reward trade. I usually don't get 6 risk reward trades that often. Most of mine are 3 to 4. And of course, the day I trail my stop loss to get a 2 risk reward, but let's see. We got votes coming in. We have, woohoo! But why would you short from weak highs? Which short? What are you talking about? I didn't take any shorts today. I'm not sure what you mean. We got 2 votes coming in from the course members so far. We got 2 people up 3 to 5 risk reward today. Easy money. I'm telling y'all, easy money, man. Just follow what I teach y'all in the course and it's easy money. You literally pay for the cost of the course literally within like a week. But yeah, there's no point in shorting these highs here, because my draw was high time frame here. If I didn't have a clear draw, like I mentioned to private Discord chats today, then yeah, I wouldn't be shorting. Like I might be shorting these for scalps, but I usually don't even take those anyway. Not as often, at least. You'll see me take them once in a while, but I like to focus on really the higher probability setups. If you become more picky with your trading, you have a naturally higher win rate. Again, if you're new here, subscribe and leave a like on the stream, man. Let's run this up. Let's run it up. We got 71% of the chat green today from the YouTube. If there's any other type of YouTube content you guys want me to add to the trade recaps, let me know. But there's only so much free sauce I can really provide on YouTube before it gets too personal into my strategy. So hopefully you guys are really taking advantage of the free content and the paid content, man. No one else doing it like us, for real. No one else on YouTube making 100 a month. All right, I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. My headphones are probably gonna die here. So if you guys did some nice takeaways, it's not like a typical super long stream today, but still stuff to take away. What's up, Setter Sign? What's up? What up? Oh, never mind. I just got my other headphones connected. It should be connected here. Some of the trade recaps that I post, by the way, guys, they're gonna be like a few days delayed. You might notice that, and it's just because I posted them late. I was basically late on posting them, so some of them might be from like last week, but I'll be posting today's in like a few minutes after the stream ends, man. What time is Killzone ATHs session? You can probably do your own research and figure it out from my YouTube videos if you want and look for it. I'll give you a hint. Just look at the candle. The candle that starts Killzone for ATHs session, it's pretty obvious. Look at the trade recap from yesterday that I posted, and that trade I took is right after Killzone. I think you'll be able to see it. It's on my chart. The trade I took yesterday, let me go back on NQ here. Trade I took yesterday while I was recording my trade recap. Here's the opening right here, 8 o'clock. You can see how we swept, made equal lows with the opening candle. We tend to sweep it, honestly, but we can count it there. It probably swept on the micros, maybe. Got like a nice entry. I don't like taking my entries right before the opening candle because sometimes we can get a big spike. And the good thing is this is ES, so it's not as bad, but something on gold is going to be bigger. So not a huge fan of trading right before open. So I took my trade right after open. And I think this was actually on the seconds, this entry right here. I think it was the 5 seconds. But do you guys want me to go over this trade here for today's trade recap? It's technically not today. It's pretty straightforward. Just breaks to the upside. You're just following the trend here. We mitigated this. You can wait for confirmation on a second or 1 minute. We already had confirmation on 1 minute, but it's right at open. I don't like taking that. So I waited again. It's the same entry. And boom. Took out trend line liquidity right here. Mark it there. We got trend line liquidity. Tapped into a PY right above and boom. Absolutely tanked. Sniper exit. Hopefully I'll catch you in a New York session stream. I'm sticking to New York Killzone only. I'd be on the charts too much. All good, man. It's good. Stick to New York. It's good to stick to New York session Killzone. This trade here, the stop runner that I called out to you guys to the Discord, though, it basically happened right at New York session Killzone end. Don't know if you took that or not. A setter sign, but played out very nicely. Otherwise, there's another long before that. Could have easily taken. I know you trade NQ, so there's probably something on NQ. Let me look at NQ real quick. You probably got a nice long on NQ. Yeah. Right there. You would have got a nice long here on NQ. Entry would have been something like this. And stop loss, either 2.3 or you go for aggressive 6.7. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, man. Both assets work today. Not too much divergence. Do you guys prefer the trade recaps to be a little bit shorter or longer, or do you guys think the current, how long they are currently are good? I currently have them to be around 8 to 10 minutes ish. 12, 10, 12. Yeah, so around 8 to 12 minutes ish right now. try to keep them as concise as I can. If you want the in-depth stuff, obviously you got to get the course to learn everything, man. A lot of free sauce or sauce in the course. Here's the link to the course for those who are interested. If you want the mentorship, there's the link. It's like an application, I believe, or maybe it didn't update yet. So if you want to apply for a one-on-one personal help, there's a link to the mentorship. Otherwise, you can get the course and learn at your own pace. You get access to the Discord. You get access to the mentorship includes everything you get access to within the course, basically, plus the one-on-one help with the weekly 1-hour lessons, man. We got a good amount of students already full-time from the mentorship, trying to get more of you guys there, whether you're in the course or not. If you want to be on the winning side, you got to join us. I'm going to end the stream here, guys. All right, I'm going to record the trade recap real quick for today and post it, and yeah. I'll see you guys catch y'all in the trade recap, man. Peace.